Hi everyone, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata Di. If you are a marine engineer, a junior engineer, fourth engineer, third engineer, second engineer, chief engineer, and यार तुम shipping से परेशान हो चुके हो, hate shipping to the core, you don't like it. You joined on the pretext of earning money, then thought यार कहाँ आ गए, this was not made for me, and now you don't want to do anything related to shipping and you want to quit shipping. So let us ask the expert Captain Rana himself out of his help thousands of seafarers in transforming their lives from ship to shore and ask him, ki, sir, if somebody wants to quit sailing and do outside shipping something, बस बहुत हो गया shipping. What all options does that person have? So we welcome Captain Rana, sir. Welcome. Please help us out here.
Thanks, Praneeth. So honestly, there are enough and more options to persons who have a engineering degree, right? They can go anywhere and everywhere, and people are going as well, and they are doing very well for themselves. But I'll just advise a few options where these persons can go, right? So number one is say hospitality industry, right? So you have a big hotel, you have a big mall, you have a big resort. The machineries which any of these three things have are almost the same or maybe lower than what are there on the vessel, right? Over here, the spare parts, the repair is, you have easily persons available. On ship, we don't have. So it honestly, till say about 15 years back, I knew at least 3 or 4 marine engineers who were managing big hotels, right? Who were chief engineers in these hotels. And I know one who is, managing one of the biggest malls in India. He's a marine engineer, and who's technically managing that, right? So hospitality, mall, resorts is where you could easily get into it. Second is your operations in logistics companies. So these are not port companies, but logistics like Amazon, logistics like Flipkart, right? And many more e-commerce companies which are coming through. These companies, one of the key things which they look for, besides your competence, besides your skills, is your dedication and your honesty and your sincerity. And being in merchant navy, of course you're competent, but it also adds these values are inculcated into us, right, as we grow up. So with these values, companies like Amazon, Flipkart, and many more e-commerce companies can easily grab it. Fourth place where we can easily get into is say product management in a IT company, right? And why I say this is that as it is you've done engineering, so which means your analytic skills are there. You have tech skills. So if you don't need to learn coding, right? And product management honestly happens across continents. So most of the marine engineers would have sailed with multinationalities. So you can interact with different persons of different nationalities. You know what they think. So that understanding is there. Plus, if you do a little bit of upskillment, there are so many persons. Your batchmate Praneeth is there, who is doing product management for a fintech company, right? I know another person who is doing so. So that's one area where you could get it. So another within IT is services, right? Now in services also, there are a lot of marine engineers or tech officers also over there, where you can become a program manager. And in program management, you don't just manage one project, but you manage multiple projects, or you manage the whole account. And these accounts, honestly, I'll tell you, are not small. These are 50 CR, 100 CR, 200 CR accounts, which you guys can easily manage. One area again where I've seen a lot of persons getting into is coding as well, right? So data science is one thing where one of the marine engineers I was talking to is based in US. He's he's doing very, very, very well for himself, and he was a data science scientist. He became a data scientist probably about 8 to 10 years back. right? And he's now at a different level itself. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of places where you could get into as a marine engineer outside maritime industry. But these are a few which I've seen, and I've seen people flourish easily over here.
Sir, why haven't you talked about UPSC? Why haven't you talked about MBAs, executive MBAs? Why haven't you talked about Indian Engineering Services? Just asking
Yes.
out of curiosity.
No, absolutely. I think so. What you said is UPS, this IS administrative services. Absolutely, I think that is my miss. But I was trying to talk about what you can become, right? To become, say, a data scientist, to become a product manager, to product project engineer, MBA is the route, right? MBA is a stepping stone to become one of these three things. But I think that UPSC is honestly one thing which I missed, where very, very difficult, select few, but those who get in, the kind of power they have, the kind of following they have, that's nowhere to be seen. But yeah,
I know a lot of my juniors at IES rank 1, rank 4, rank 8, rank 16 from another batches. Recently interviewed Vinod Datsulia. He's my college junior. All India rank 1 in GATE, rank 4 in IES, rank 3 in ISRO. Doing good for himself. And then I know a lot of my juniors, IES, Indian Engineering Services, my batchmates, Indian Forest Services. But when I say they have become that, there are a lot of who could not. Then Merchant Navy said, "Aajo bhai, wapis aa jao." Executive MBA, many of my batchmates today, they have gone for IIMs 2 years, some have gone for Dukes Fuqua, some have gone for INSEAD, some have, I might pronunciate it badly, some XLRI, then went abroad. So many options, sir. Even ISB Hyderabad, many of mariners go there as well. 740 score आया GMAT में, चलो भाई ISB चलते हैं, फिर वहां से करें.
Not only 740, in fact, so these colleges require diversity, right? And one of the things which we bring is diversity. Because in a class, you will find 65 to 70% people from IT background. And schools don't want that. IT, if you are an IT person, to get into an MBA, a very good MBA, it's the hardest thing. The most difficult thing for you to get, because colleges don't want you, because they're saying we have so many. But if you are coming with a diversity, right, and if you're coming from an industry which no one knows, so you bring so much of different perspective. So if the average score to get into an MBA is, say, 700, and even if you have 660, 65, 650, and if you do a good interview, you can absolutely get into it.
Abhi recently, I've made a video with one of my batchmates, Neeraj. Chief engineer, left sailing at 37, 38, got 760 score in GMAT. I've made a video with him. Abhi, he could not get into IIM Ahmedabad. He could not get into Bangalore. Bangalore, they take young people. That's what he told me. He's got into IIM Calcutta. Abhi वहां पर पढ़ रहा है, बैंड बजी पड़ी है, टाइम नहीं. So many of our batchmates, and I'm making videos with them. पहले batchmates को ही पकड़ के videos बना रहा हूँ. So guys, that is it. We'll be making a lot of such videos. Please do mention comment section और क्या क्या जानना चाहते हो. We have got the expert. और पूरी जानकारी लेंगे सर का, बिल्कुल जितना सर को आता है सब छीन लेंगे सर से. With this, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Happy to contribute back. Thank you.